Nearly everybody wants to build wealth, and there's a million different ways that you can do it. Fortunately for me, I've got to look behind the curtain at many entrepreneurs and how they have built wealth. Some have built it fast, some have built it slow. And in today's video, we're going to be talking exactly about that. What are the tools that you should be utilizing, and should you be looking at building wealth quickly or slowly over time? If we hadn't had a chance to meet, my name is Luke Turner. I am the co-founder of Mo and Private Wealth. We help entrepreneurs make smarter financial decisions. If that's you, check out the link below where you can schedule a meeting with me. So let's dive into today's video and topic, which is building wealth slow or building wealth fast. So first and foremost, let's frame up when we talk about building wealth and entrepreneurship, what does that actually mean? So there's typically two different ways that you can look at building wealth. Number one is you can build it through cash flow and income. Think about this as the money that you're making from your business. And then on the flip side, you can think about enterprise value. This is where you are taking money, you are not taking it off the table and putting it in your own pocket, but rather you're putting it back into your business to try to increase the value of that business. And these are two really distinct things that you need to be thinking about. Everybody who's watching this video who owns a business needs to decide whether they're running that business to try to create the most amount of cash flow, or they're running that business with the idea that they want to exit it in the future. Now, the reason why this is really important is this is going to help you determine whether you should be trying to build wealth fast or build wealth slowly over time. So when we think about building wealth fast, typically these are the individuals that are focused solely on enterprise value. Okay, so when we think about enterprise value, again, this is where we're taking all the money we're making, we're reinvesting it all back into the business. Now, just like you'd want a return on your investment if you invested money in the stock market, you're also going to want a return on investment if you're putting that money back into your business. So for every dollar that you're putting in that you're not paying yourself, you want to make sure that you're maximizing that value. So if you're in the business of trying to sell your business or grow that enterprise value, most of those individuals are going to be taking the majority of that money and deploying it back in their business. They're going to be buying inventory. They're going to be adding capital expenditures. They're going to be adding headcount. They're going to be adding softwares. They're going to be adding all these different things to try to make the customer experience better. But with that being said, you're going to be making minimal amounts of money. This is really that classic story where you hear an entrepreneur talk about how they lived on ramen noodles and rice for 3 years in order to try to get their business up and running. The benefits of building wealth fast like that is that when you're reinvesting into the business, you can potentially have an exit 3 to 5 years down the road. But the downside is that it's almost impossible for people that have pliability. Okay, so when we think about pliability, this is where somebody's already built up a certain lifestyle. They have kids, they have a mortgage, they have a family, and now they're in a situation that they need to make a certain amount of money in order to keep paying those bills. If you're in that position, I would highly recommend starting to look at how do we build wealth slowly over time. And this is where we're focused a little bit more on a cash flow business, or what I call a hybrid model, which is really the best of both worlds. We're going to talk about that at the end. So a cash flow business is where you really try to start creating a business or making a business that's going to allow you to build wealth slowly over time. So as you create that business, you get one client, you get 2 clients, you get 3 clients, and you start to generate some income. The thing that a lot of people can do in this situation when they don't have that pliability and they have all these responsibilities is that you can be in a position that you can build this side hustle while still running your full-time job. And the benefit there is that you don't have to take on this massive amount of risk like you do when you're trying to build wealth fast. So building wealth slow is a way for you to protect your downside, but still be able to flex that muscle of building wealth through entrepreneurial and business. Now, one of the things that I like to point out is that there's really this hybrid approach, which is between that building wealth slow with cash flow and then building wealth fast through enterprise value. And I think that marrying these two in the middle is really where the magic happens. And it's where you can earn enough money from your business to live the lifestyle that you want. You don't have to reinvest every single dollar and try to be Mark Zuckerberg, okay? But you can also be in a situation where we can reinvest in a way that you're still building that enterprise value. One of the big mistakes that I want you to avoid is that in entrepreneurship, you need to put yourself in a position that you do not overinvest in the business and then the business goes away. So being in that hybrid, what you can do is we can have there be enough income, support your lifestyle, save for retirement, save some money up for college funds, but also reinvest enough to increase that enterprise value. So if you're watching this video and you're a current entrepreneur and you don't have clarity around what is the direction I'm trying to take my business? Is it cash flow? Is it enterprise value? You just want to bounce ideas off somebody? Check out the link in the description below. You are welcome to sign up, talk to me anytime you want. Secondarily, please subscribe to the channel that we're going to be putting more and more content out just like this, and we'd love for you to be following along. Thanks and have a great day.